Yo, what up, people? I hope everyone's doing fine today. Welcome to the channel. This is Street Smart Photographer, and in this video, we're going to talk about how you can achieve dark and moody, contrasty style photos for your Instagram posts. So let's get started. So, long story short, it's only been about 3 to 4 weeks since I've started my Instagram account, and I've already received so many questions that how do I achieve that dark and moody contrasty style photos when I do post my Instagram posts basically. So to start with, I always use my go-to app, which is Adobe Lightroom. So this is the photo that we are going to edit that I took 2 weeks ago. It was at the air show. And to start with, I always go with the contrast. I'm gonna bump it to 53. I'm going to go a little bit down with the exposure, and then I'm gonna play with the shadows. And I think I'm happy with the shadows right here. I'm gonna play with the whites, and I'm happy with about 9. With the black, I always go down with black. My preferred one is -20. And then, as you can see, the pictures have started to look a little different than before. My next step is that I'm going to go into the colors. I'm not going to touch any temperature on tint, but I'm going to go into the other lights on the right hand side, and I'm going to desaturate all the yellowness in the picture, and I'm going to play with the luminance. I always go down with the luminance as well to bring the shadows of that specific color. I'm also going to go all the way down for blue. There's going to be no blue whatsoever. And then again with the blue, I'm going to go down with the luminance to bring that darkness of that specific color. And same with this magenta color as well. I don't know what's that color actually specifically called. Not going to touch any greens, but with the orange, I'm going to go a little down with the orange, or either I'm going to leave it the same, or I'm going to just keep it right there because it just looks perfectly fine. Same thing with the red as well. I'm not going to play anything with the red. I'm just going to keep it right there because I think I like it. There's so much it's just the natural color of my shirt. After that, I go with the effects. I always go out with the dehaze. That brings the more contrasty vibe, a dark and moody vibe, if you may, in the picture. With the clarity, I always go up, and then texture, I'm gonna put it around 8, and I think I'm happy with this. Vignette, I'm gonna go down -10, and as you can see, it has started to look dark and moody already right there. This is the style that I like for most of my posts. You can also play with the shadowness that I always use. So I'm gonna select the top bit to bring it the more contrast on the top side. So the subject, which is me and the plane, it pops out, and you can make the corners a little dark. So with the shadow gain, I've increased the shadows. With the whites, I think I'm happy with the whites. I'm happy with the whites around 0. Yeah, I'm not gonna play with that. With the blacks, I always gonna go down with that to bring the edges a little contrasty, make it a little more immersive. I think I'm going to choose the bottom left hand side now, which is the subject, and this, which is me and the plane itself. I'm going to select it, and I think I'm going to keep the contrast as it is, and exposure, I think I'm going to keep the exposure around 0.30 the highlights. I'm not gonna play with the highlights, I think, because it's going to just fade away all the brightness. Shadows, I think I'm happy with the shadows as well. Highlights probably like 6 plus. Whites, again, I'm gonna touch the whites, blacks. If you want to like bring that whiteness in the subject, that you can if that's your style. But I think I'm happy with as it is. Yep. So yeah, I think you can also like start playing with the temperature as well if you are unhappy with the colors of your picture. But I think for this picture, I'm happy with the temperature and the vibrance of the color as well. I think I'm happy. I'm not gonna play with that either. I don't need to. Yep. So I think this is it. You can also come to the curves, which is very hard to master actually. That's my final step. Most photographers, they prefer playing with the curves in your initial pose. Before you even touch the any colors or anything. But that's my after go-to tool, if you may. And I think I'm just gonna go as curve is mostly preferred in the editing world. So I'm just going to play a little here with the curves itself to see which shadow or which specific part of the photo I'm touching. I think I'm about happy here. So as you can see, the big difference between the before and after photo. I'm just going to select the top bit as well, because I think it kind of looks kind of fakey. So I'm going to make it a little darker. And we're going to like take the same steps of highlighting it, dropping the shadow, increasing the shadows and dropping the whites. Again, dropping the blacks as well to bring more blackness on the wing of the plane. And I think I'm happy with this, so I'm gonna save it. It's gonna take a few minutes to save it. And yeah, this is it. That's it for today. If you do have any comments, how I can improve the tutorials, how I can improve these videos, please put them in a comment below. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Look at this. Isn't it so cool? See, like things like that just makes me happy. Small things like that. I just love these toys.